Yeah. You're good to call me.
Okay, welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. I'll be chairing the meeting tonight. Mayor Ford is joining us online from wherever. And I call on Councillor Kistemaker to read the Indigenous land acknowledgement.
The Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne would like to begin by respectfully acknowledging that the land on which we gather here today is Treaty 9, 1905-1906 territory, the traditional lands of Indigenous peoples. As we work towards reconciliation, may we all live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with all its diverse peoples.
Thank you, Pete. Review and note any changes to the agenda. I have not received any. There being none, approval of agenda. Can I have the mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Linda, second by Pete. Be it resolved that council does hereby approve the agenda as presented. All in favor? Carried. Declaration of pecuniary interest, declaration of conflict of interest. None was brought forward, but you can claim anytime during the meeting. Adoption of minutes. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Pete, second by Belinda. Have you guys had a chance to review the minutes from last meeting? Any questions, Mayor Ford? Do you have any questions? Okay. Be it resolved that Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby adopt the following minutes as distributed. The regular meeting of council held on Thursday, July 16th, 2026, and the special meeting of council held on Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. All in favor? Carried. Deputations, presentations, tenders, awards, and open discussions. Our first topic tonight is a deputation by the Hornepayne Minor Hockey Association. I believe we have Shannon O'Keefe and Leslie Kennedy.
That was considered those seats.
Yeah.
I'll try to stand here.
You can sit at the table.
Bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now you gotta be doing jumping jacks.
So I'll just be reading from my phone if that works for everybody. So we do appreciate the opportunity to discuss the recent discussions regarding arena hydro costs and our request to begin minor hockey season in October. Our goal is to work collaboratively with the town and find a fair and sustainable solution to benefit both the municipality and our organization and the families we serve. So in 2025, Hornepayne Minor Hockey raised the idea of beginning in October instead of November during a town meeting, and this was presented well in advance to allow for planning and discussion. To continue the conversation, the Hornepayne Minor Hockey Association emailed the CAO on 3 separate occasions, beginning April 2026, with 2 additional follow-up emails June 2026. In response, we did not receive any response to these emails. Copy of these emails have been included, I do believe, in the presentation. Our president, Simon, also attended the town office on multiple occasions in an effort to discuss this matter in person. However, the CIO was unfortunately unavailable each time. So the current situation, following a recent discussion between President Simon and the CIO, it was informed that Hornepayne Minor Hockey would be responsible for paying an additional $5,500 hydro bill monthly, in addition to the approximate $7,000 per month rental fees we already pay. Our concerns were that council wasn't aware of this decision. We understand this arrangement was not brought before the council, and we believe significant changes to user fees should be considered through the appropriate council process. The hydro costs should be negotiated fairly. Minor hockey is only one of several groups using the arena. The hydro costs support the operation of the entire facility. This includes public skating, men's hockey, hurling, the gym and fitness center, and other shared spaces. So as multiple user groups benefit from the facility and generate revenue, we do not believe that it's equitable for Hornepayne minor hockey to bear the full additional cost and expense. So we just would like to begin Hornepayne minor hockey, our season in October. It's already shortened its season by ending usually around March break, rather than end March due to the lower participation. So participation usually drops off and we're done by the mid-March. This leaves approximately 2 additional weeks at the end of March where we no longer are using the ice. So rather than increasing our total ice allocation, we're requesting that those 2 weeks simply be shifted to the beginning of October, allowing local youth to begin their season early while maintaining the same overall amount of ice time. So we just respectfully asked council to review the decision regarding the additional hydro charges, consider a fair cost sharing approach that reflects the arena's multiple uses, support Hornepayne minor hockey's request to shift 2 weeks of ice time from the end of March to the beginning of October, and to continue working collaboratively with the Hornepayne Minor Hockey Association to strengthen opportunities for all youth recreation in Hornepayne.
So I can definitely
Okay,
speak
thank
to
you.
this. So the first email went to the clerk and I was copied on it. The clerk responded to that email. The email came on September 3rd. Council received a report on September 10th, 2025. At that time, Hornepayne minor hockey was told it's approximately $5,500 more in hydro costs. And also to reach back fairly quickly. They didn't reach back until April. So September to April is 7 months. That's not a quick response. Our budget was pretty much almost set at that time. It's our new year. So July, it was brought to my attention again, and I reached out to get confirmed pricing of what it would cost us to open a month early. Sorry, I should have emailed. I apologize for that, saying I'm looking into it. So my apologies for that, but I did look into it. I sat down with Simon and I told him the costs came back at $13,195 to open on October 1st. That included wages of $4,400, propane costs of almost $3,300, a little bit of cost for Zamboni gas that was only $350, and hydro of $51.50. I recognized that they would be paying some fees for the ice, pardon me. Oh, geez. And offered the $5,100 hydro costs to be paid over the entire season, less whatever other revenues were brought in by other users for the month of October. So if minor hockey brought in 500, sorry. If men's hockey brought in 500 and women's hockey brought in 500, then that $5,100 bill would become a $4,100 bill to Hornepayne minor hockey. That was the most fair alternative I could think of because it did incorporate other users. And the only users that are asking us to put the ice in October 1st is the Minor Hockey Association. So I definitely understand minor hockey. My son played for many years. I would have paid that bill myself to have him on the ice. I understand you. But I also can't say, you know, 13,000 is almost 1% tax increase. So I can't put that on 900 people.
If I may add, I'm fairly certain it's the same this year as well, but last year, part of it as well, because the reason the staff wages were so much higher is because we don't have students at that time. That's the period of time where we don't have any
Yep.
student employees, so
And
it
we're
would
paid
fall
overtime.
upon Jay and Pat to be doing that. So it would be a lot of overtime, and we didn't have it in the budget this year to have students start sooner, so there's still not that.
Take your button. So it wasn't a firm 5,100. I was really willing to apply other revenues against that to reduce it for you and to make it easier rather than have to pay like a one lump sum at the beginning of the year to actually get that hydro bill in, compare it to last year's and see what the difference actually is. If it was a bigger difference, I wouldn't increase it. It would be a hard stop at the 5,100. But if it was, say, $4,000 difference minus whatever other fees, then it would be less to you as well. So I was really trying to make it as fair as possible and allowing you to get started on October 1st. I reached out to Dwayne to make sure the contractor can get in and get the ice in. I believe you have confirmation. So it's doable. It's just, can we come to an agreement?
Yeah, have you considered, as well as fitness center user, because if you're.
So the fitness center users have nothing to do with the ice. Like these hydro costs are associated with the making of the ice.
And not,
Okay.
that's where we're understanding, is it the hydro for the whole building or just?
It's the hydro for the ice. So regardless, whatever meter runs that ice, it would be the difference from last October and this October. September, because September we would be putting in the ice for that October 1 start date.
Okay, Dwayne?
The curling club and the arena are two separate meters.
Pardon?
The
Sorry.
arena and the curling club are two separate meters.
Okay, and what about the fitness center?
That's in the curling.
In the
club.
curling club.
Curling club side, okay.
Yeah, it separates right at the
Councillor
bathroom again.
Pete?
Let
Oh, no, I was just trying to.
so here's my perspective as a taxpayer and a father of hockey players, as well as being president of minor hockey for 13 years. Hydro cost. We've always come with up excuses, and we've been, the gym users have been having to share the curling club lobby forever now. We keep promising the world and we can't deliver because of money. This is within our grasp. This is all we have in town. It's all about building community. Over time, whether it's the ice has started to be made in September or October, the overtime would be, I believe, would be the same. I think it's more of a logistical issue. And I think it's our whole way of thinking as a community. We've spent an awful lot of money on some stuff, and there's nothing more important than the youth of this town and attracting people here and keeping them here. And it starts by little bit. And I'm sure if we dig hard, I'm going to insist that we go ahead with this because, the contractor, I'm glad that Dwayne said that was doable. The offset the cost, we have over and above the 5,500. That's a cost that's there no matter what. If you're gonna start that plant, I understand it's $5,500 and 900 people. It's
Well,
an awful lot.
$13,000.
Right, but the
But
13,000, what is that?
approximately 5,000 to 6,000 will come from minor hockey because they're gonna have to pay for the ice that they're using in October.
Correct.
So I've considered that.
So yeah, because they got, what is it, 7,100 going plus another
7,100, yeah.
And then the men's hockey will be starting in October as
So
well.
I would like, and
And
even
then-
if we could split the
Okay,
difference.
no, and also, as far as the advance notice, we, again, to the people of Hornepayne, I apologize because I'm part of this. We promised the world, they come too late last year. I understand that. So we didn't have a chance to do what we could, and the public works manager, everybody's too busy. But they did give notice, and it was in April, and I believe April is early enough. That should be able to get it done. And we've given up so much over the years. Honestly, Manuela, we can't give up anymore.
I'm not saying we don't
No,
do
no,
it.
I
I
know,
want it
but
to happen.
But
I
I don't
would
think
just
they should
like
bear
it.
the brunt of the cost either.
That's
That's something
Jenny,
we
you
should
had something to
negotiate.
say?
I do want to just say, so with regards to April being early enough, last year, the discussion was that it should be done well in advance of budget discussion. So,
Sorry, we were under the impression it had to be after.
no, and I did email, and I said that the discussions would need to start in the very near future to be able to do it, and that was September. I don't remember the exact date. I have it right here,
So
actually.
regardless, I think we all
September
want you on
22nd.
the ice for October 1st.
Yes.
I would like to, I want to see you on the ice for October 1st, but I would like to somehow share that 5,500 or 5,100. So I'm not asking you to pay the full amount,
Yeah.
but I'm asking, we'll reduce we'll reduce that 5,100 by the other revenues and split the difference. I think that's more than fair. So if it came down to say 4,000, that's 2,000 from minor hockey, 2,000 from the town. I think that's a pretty fair ask.
Yeah, we're not saying that we
For
wouldn't
13,
pay
yeah.
for the hydro. We just don't think that we should be
Paying all of the.
All of the hydro.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Definitely not.
right.
Okay. Can I interrupt? Mayor Ford, I believe, had a question.
Yeah, I have
you
a
have a-
few comments on this. First of all, Lindsay and Shannon and all of Hornepayne Minor Hockey, thank you for coming and making a deputation to the municipality. As the mayor of the community, I want to apologize for the lack of correspondence. When I look at this, and I acknowledge that the clerk did reach out in September to you, but on us as well. Not having a notice back in 7 months, we should be reaching back out. We had a open discussion on March 4th of 2026 for our budget. We could have reached out then and said, hey, are you guys still wanting to do this? Do we want to? Jen, I see you shaking your head. Do you have a comment for me?
I'm just thinking logistically, if, that's the case for budget things, we would be reaching out to every community organization.
I think we should.
No, in this specific case, we had correspondence already. And we were in correspondence with them. I'm not saying we're gonna reach out to every community, but they had come to us. So anyway, as the town council, whether as the mayor, I'm speaking on behalf of being the mayor of our town. I know what it feels like to not be heard. And that's kind of the feeling that I would see happening at Hornepayne Minor Hockey. Glad that meetings have taken place now. I'm with Peter that we try and make this happen for this year. We've sat at this council table too many times and said, oh, we didn't get enough time, we didn't do enough, in the background. And then now we're a year later saying the same thing and now we're actually a month and a half earlier. So, and I propose too, I would like to know more about our budget, where our budget lines are sitting. I know it's quite tight this year. But I would propose that some of that 5,100 or 5,500, whatever the number is, right off the bat is coming out of our budget. And that takes the pressure off of Hornepayne Minor Hockey and that small association to come up with that money on such short notice. And I'll stop there. I may have further comments.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Manuela?
Okay, so again, I just want to apologize. I think council's been with me for a year now, and I'm usually pretty prompt about getting back to people. So it fell through the cracks for me, and I apologize personally for that. I have said I've been this huge hockey mom, so I do understand your passion, and I do want to see this happen for the kids. I have confirmed with Dwayne that we can do October 1st. So really it's down to the money, and that's council's decision. So I have also, I made sure I gave Simone a contact for West Dome, because West Dome will give up to $10,000 to organizations such as Hornepayne Minor Hockey. So I made sure he had that contact.
We did try and,
Were you too late for this year?
no, they don't focus on, they focus more on health.
Oh, how is hockey not that?
Yeah, I know. And education,
So-
there was, yeah,
Do they play hockey?
I don't.
Pretty healthy sport.
Like, Hornepayne has tried to reach out to businesses to try to see if they would help sponsor for that amount of money to get us going for October 1st.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mayor Ford, did you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment on that. We've had plenty of struggles at the township, just in acknowledging that the staff in the background does work hard and tries to meet everything. We did have a challenging year. Like, I'm not saying that I am taking responsibility that it fell through the cracks on our end, but at the same time, it's not because there isn't other things going on. But with all of that being said, the people in our community have to be the focus of what we do, why we're here. That's why we're here. We were organized as a municipality because we had enough residents within our municipality to organize as such, or we'd be an unorganized township. So, and with that, we have a obligation and a duty to meet the needs of our residents and to grow our community so we can diversify that tax base. So I just wanted to say that, and I know for myself, I have 4 months left of my honorarium. And if we can't find it in the budget, I'm willing to give half of that what's left to make sure this goes through. And you can transfer it right out of my honorarium.
Do you have any
I
questions?
just
comments?
wanted to add, this is an opportunity for us to advertise for the canteen to be open. And anything else that maybe people want to start in October.
No, sorry, this year, because the rentals will be starting in September.
Okay.
With the addition of that's on later this evening, but we'll be awarding the contract hopefully tonight for the addition of the library and fitness center. So the fitness center will move out of the curling club, and because there is some canteen work involved with that, probably not a good idea to get somebody to put their money into it this year.
Okay,
No,
thank you.
Yeah, so sorry, no French fries this year. Maybe next.
Do we have any other comments from anyone? Mayor Ford?
Yeah, I just want to comment on the canteen. So what are the actual days that the canteen would not be usable? Because that's going to hinder Hornepayne Minor Hockey with some of the fundraising things that they do.
So I have
Especially
a
when we
meeting-
have fun days and that sort of thing. So we better coordinate and collaborate, because if we're asking for more money and they want a longer season, we want to ensure that we coordinate that so that it is available for when they need it.
So there's a pre-construction meeting this Friday, and I would have a better response in the September meeting. Council meeting.
Okay.
Or I can email council after that construction meeting.
No, that'd be great. Just, I'm more concerned that Hornepayne Minor Hockey and those that use that as fundraising, that it's available in there and then before we tender it, because once it's tendered, it's going to be on. They won't have it for fundraising.
Oh, I understand what you're, so if it's not available to be tendered for this season, but if it was available for certain dates for minor hockey to use it as a fundraising, that would be, okay. So we could
Yes,
try to
that's-
make sure that it's up and running during those times, because we're not shutting down the power in the arena, it's an addition. So,
Yeah, so we look at Hornepayne Minor Hockey has requested the use of it since we haven't been having a lease on it. And also the curling club I know has used it for their events. So if we're
Yeah.
not going to be leasing it out this year, let's ensure that we coordinate so those dates, if we can make it available, let's try and make it available. If we can't, we can't, but that's it's important. And it's important when we're hosting people in the community, it's important to have that up there.
definitely bring that up in the meeting. Do you, does minor hockey have dates in mind for tournaments? Or that you might need the
Last time
canteen?
we've ever used it, I think was for the
Men's.
men's one in
And when is that typically?
usually beginning before the March break, it was last year.
In March? Probably it'll be, the construction should be close to completion by then.
If we can do like a January day for the moment, I think that would be.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, do we have any other?
Just on that note, Manuela, is the gym will still be operational during the construction?
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
What's to follow now? That we brought this forward, we've discussed, and so what is the next step that we should be waiting for?
I was just gonna get to that,
Yeah.
ask that question. So my understanding is we're in lame duck, I think, after this meeting.
Yeah.
So
decision
this
is tonight.
council can't really make a decision. It would have to be, you'd have to move forward to the next council, whoever that
No,
may
you
be.
make a
Well,
decision
we're given
tonight.
direction tonight.
Oh, we can make a direction
Yes.
tonight? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in favor of moving forward on it.
We're all in favor.
I think we're all in favor with that.
So am I understanding correctly, the council is directing moving forward with no cost to the Hornepayne minor hockey, or a divided cost, or
Partial cost?
Partial cost.
Partial?
Partial cost and can be negotiated maybe later, I guess.
do you have a number in mind? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh, wow.
$1 million.
And that was the next thing is if we could decide who will be responsible for correspondence, and I do believe we have a meeting.
Me,
You will be.
contact me. Contact me, definitely.
Yes. So. Yeah, I'll send me an email. Do you have my work email? And then I can loop in who is the interested parties, but it's not
Okay.
just, it's not a me decision.
Yes, okay.
And we will go from there.
Okay. Very well. I'm
Okay.
sure you guys can work out the details. Oh, sorry, Mayor, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to, if it has to go through my account on the end of September, the end of October for my honorarium, I will donate that back for the hydro costs. So that's 2,000 will come off that.
I've made note of that.
Whatever you email
Okay.
me, I'll make sure with all our board
I'll
members.
email you tomorrow and I'll include my cell number, so, because I'm away the next 2 weeks, but I'm definitely accessible.
Fantastic, thank
Okay.
you.
And then once we have the contract and all that, we go back and forth, that's through you, Jen? No, who does that?
Go
Through
through
Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's, give me my
Yeah.
private one, so that'll work.
Okay, that's
Just in case, yeah, we've been having trouble with this.
Hey, I'm sure you guys can do the rest after, talk about it. Go ahead, Peter.
Just on your way out, before you leave, I just personally want to say thanks for being involved in minor hockey. It's a thankless job. Speaking from experience, our Madam Mayor is clapping in the background because she's been involved. She knows what it's all about. It's
Yeah.
thankless and people love to throw allegations and throw, but you just bear it and you grin down and bear down and deal with it, and
Kids are worth it.
your
yeah.
kids are
The
absolutely
kids are
worth
worth
it. And thanks for taking it on, and
Thank you.
yeah.
Our pleasure.
also, thanks for, the letters that we did receive. Okay, because I know I've been trying to say, get your stuff in ahead of time, so thank you.
At least now, like, now that the ball's going, then we kind of keep it going for following years, we'll kind of know what to expect. It's kind of, this is all new, so it's new for everybody, so
And it's gonna attract more. It just entices the people to stay in Hornepayne a little bit.
right,
you know?
it's hard because we lose people because other communities put their ice in first, so kids are
It is.
leaving, they're going other
Yeah.
places where they can get on the ice too.
Oh, the month was, before we had the dehumidifier,
Yeah.
the guys like Jason would try his best to get the ice in and he'd have it almost complete. And it would be like mid-November, all the kids are excited, yeah! All of a sudden they show up, because we'd have a warm spell, all the humidity, the ice would be wrecked. And all that money and time was wasted, so.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate that.
Mayor Fart, did you have a comment?
Yes, I just wanted to give some advice into the future, just because this might not always be your council. I know I'm not always going to be your mayor, but there's a couple ways that you can move things forward when you want to do, if you want to increase the funding allocation or anything up at the arena, is ahead of the discussion of budget. And we are trying to move our budget timeline into November. So right now it's in the early part of the year. You can send an email to the CAO and CC the CFO saying that you have some items that you'd like to discuss. And you can also say that you want to be put on for the public discussion. We always have public discussion on the budget. And then that way your voice is being heard, it's being recorded, people are seeing it in the public. And that helps you gain momentum with anything that you're trying to look at, growing our town and getting that public support, which is needed sometimes, especially with bigger asks. Like this one isn't so big, but we are definitely changing timelines. But I reiterate what Peter said completely. It's a tough job, and I thank you for doing what you're doing.
Just want to add one comment. I made a note in my notes that going forward, we budget for an October 1st ice time in 27, 28, 29. So I just get that confirmation from minor hockey that this is not just this year, but ongoing, because we do a multi-year budget, then we'll work it in.
Oh, for sure.
If this works, we would always want to start in October, I think
So
everybody.
then we won't, it'll be dealt with in the budget and it won't be the discussion around the table anymore.
All right,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good,
thank you. Well, I would like to thank you guys for coming in here and doing a deputation live and direct. It makes a big difference for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Have a great
If you
evening.
want to stay,
Yeah, you can start the rest of the meeting.
thank you.
Next on our agenda is 7.2. We have a tender
Yes, thank you.
award.
Okay, so if that's me, that was the
Well,
item.
can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Peter, second by Glenda. Go ahead.
Okay, so the Arena Expansion Library and Fitness Center, we received 4 bids. 2B Canada Construction from Perth, Ontario, in the amount of $3,537,980. $3,537,985. Rideout Bay Developments from Winnipeg, Manitoba, $2,390,000. 135,34197 Canada Inc., operating as Fespo Construction from Cambridge, Ontario, 2,485,000 excluding HST. And B&B Steel from Hornepayne, 2,350,000. This was an incomplete submission and was disqualified because it wasn't they didn't provide all the documentation that they needed to provide. So there was a 4-member team that evaluated the proposals based on Appendix D of the RFP, which gave certain stipulations on how we should rate and what points go to what area. And from that rating, it was determined that Rideout Bay Developments was the successful bidder. They were the lowest compliant price, but that wasn't necessarily the deciding factor. There was other factors as well that contributed. So the recommendation is to award the construction to Rideout Bay Developments in the amount of $2,390,000.
Any questions or comments?
Good with that.
Mayor Fort, are you finding, you got a? Okay. Well, I reviewed them all and I think Rideout Bay was a good choice. And they're here, they're familiar with the town, right?
Yep. Yeah, and I just wanted to comment that that's the entire project, not the town's portion. The town's portion at this price will be under $1 million.
Thanks for getting all this done.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. So yeah, we'll have a discussion on Friday to get the ball moving.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
And they'll be pouring concrete this fall, hopefully.
Good, good. So we'll have an update at September meeting?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So whereas the Township of Hornepayne issued a request for proposal for design, building, construction service for the Hornepayne area expansion project. And whereas the township received 3 compliant proposal submissions as follows. 2B Canada Construction from Perth, Ontario, in the amount of $3,537,985 plus HST. Rideout Bay Development Inc. from Winnipeg, Manitoba, in the amount of $2,390,000, including not including GST. 135,34197 Canada Inc. Operating as Fespo Construction from Cambridge, Ontario, for the amount of $2,485,000, excluding HST. And whereas 4-member team consisting of a senior management and external consultant review and evaluate the above proposal based on the criteria outlined in the RFP, we have identified the proposal from Rideout Bay Developments Inc. as being consistent with the township's desire. Therefore, be it resolved that Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne, upon the recommendation of the Chief Administrative Officer, does hereby accept the tender submission from Rideout Bay Developments from Winnipeg, Manitoba at a cost of $2,393,000, excluding HST, to design and construct the arena expansion project known as the Library and Fitness Center addition. All in favor? Carried. Good. Move on to number 8, correspondence, the action items, 2026 Terry Fox Run. And I have a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Peter, second by Belinda. Any questions or comments? And did you guys review the documents? Jen, you had a question?
I just wanted to make a quick comment. So council does generally do $500 every year for the Terry Fox Run. I did confirm that that is available within the budget, so there's that in the donations to.
Okay, thanks. Is there any questions or comments regarding that topic? Mayor Fort?
Just in the budget, have we ensured that we allocated $1,000 for the Christmas party?
Yes.
Okay, great.
The Christmas parade? Pardon?
Santa Claus Christmas party.
Okay,
We're
yes,
good.
sorry.
I confirmed it's okay.
Yes, yes, we did allocate that.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? There being none, then I'll read the thing here. Whereas the Terry Fox Run, a run to raise money for cancer research, has become an annual fall tradition. And whereas council received a requesting use of electrical, 4 tables, and 6 chairs for the 2026 Terry Fox Run. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby approve the use of the pavilion, including electrical access, 4 tables and 6 chairs at no cost. And be it further resolved that council does hereby donate $500 to the 2026 Terry Fox Run.
Good catch.
Be it finally resolved that council does hereby agree to team up for Terry by registering the Town Trotters, a municipal team, in the Terry Fox Run scheduled for Sunday, September 20th, 2026. All in favor? Carried. If we can move to section 8.2, BioTech Forestry Chapleau District Heating Project, letter of support. Can I have a mover and a seconder, Pete, please? Moved by, sorry, guys. Moved by Belinda, second by Peter. Did we have any questions or concerns? Comments? There being none, I'll read the. Whereas the Township of Hornepayne has received a request for a letter of support for BioTech Forestry Chapleau District Heating Project. And whereas the project supports the use of local and regional wood biomass, including wood residuals, to provide renewable heating, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, supports the forestry sector, and creates opportunities for northern and rural communities. And whereas the Township of Hornepayne is a northern forestry community and recognizes the importance of strengthening forest-related economic development and finding higher value uses for low-value wood and fiber forest residuals. Therefore, be it resolved that Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does support BioTech Forestry's Chapleau Heating Project. And be it further resolved that council authorizes the mayor to sign the letter of support on behalf of the Township of Hornepayne. All in favor? Carried. Moving to number 9, correspondence, information only. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Peter, second by Belinda. Did everybody have a chance to review all the documents? Oh, was I supposed to? Any questions or concerns or comments?
I was just, on 9.2, the aqua. I was just, when it came to the recommendations, are we going to look at any of that?
We
forward?
usually have a discussion with Pat at the end of the, within the month, and then we make determinations then.
Okay.
Mayor Fort, did you have any comments? None? Well, there being none, be it resolved, the council does hereby acknowledge receipt of the correspondence information only package attached to the agenda of the regular meeting of council held Wednesday, August 5th, 2026. All in favor? Carried. Number 10, committee and board updates. Committee and board meeting minutes. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Peter, second by Belinda. Did everybody have a chance to review the minutes for the Hornepayne Housing Corporation? Any questions or concerns? comments? There being none, 10.2, do we, council committee updates?
Did you read out the resolution for?
No, I did not. Thank you. Be it resolved, the council does hereby acknowledge receipt of the committee and board meeting minutes attached to the agenda of the regular meeting of council held on Wednesday, August 5th. All in favor? Carried. Thank you, Ben. 10.1.1, the Hornepayne, 10.2, council committee updates. Is there any updates?
I don't have any updates, but I have a kind of a question because I keep getting approached on it. Is there plans to do something with the outside of the pavilion since it's starting to look like it's weathered? So is there plans to do some work on that, or just so I can pass on there is something in our going forward?
There's no plans that were budgeted for this year, but it's a
Okay.
great idea to add it to the 2027 budget.
Okay,
I think we could use our summer students and maybe restain, and we did put the Goldie lights up, and we just need to program them, and they'll be used all the year round, and yeah. And the washrooms were new this year.
are they active now?
I believe so, Dwayne.
Close.
Okay.
It's a little bit more carpet.
Okay,
Almost.
okay, thank you. I'm
Yeah.
asking because I won't have a chance.
Along that same line, Dwayne, did the cameras go up for the washing part? Oh, yeah.
No way, Wi-Fi and vacuum,
Oh,
bounce it off of.
okay. Pete, did you have any updates?
No, I have none.
You have none? Mayor Fort, do you have any updates you want to share with us?
Yeah, so we met, Belinda, Manuela and I met, and we mapped out AMO. We're still looking at possibly having a few more meetings. I was able to connect with the city of Sudbury. The mayor is currently on vacation, so I'm hoping to have that meeting next week. And I have connected with both Chief Rick Allen and Chief Ron Kosas, and have sent them off the waste to resource presentations. And there was a meeting that was held today. Unfortunately, I could not attend. So I leave that update to one of the other members that were there. But I'm hoping that at AMO, Sudbury will be having a delegation with their mayor at AMO. So hopefully we'll be able to meet in person as well. And so that is moving forward. I would also like to just hit on oh my goodness, I just lost my train of thought completely. Oh, yes, that we did reach out to, there's the possibility that we might be able to have a meeting with the Ontario Medical Association. We are making those connections if that is helpful for our community in the hospital, so we'll see if we can move that forward. And I want to thank Manuela for doing that in the background. And we do have a bit of time left on the AMO schedule, not very much. There's one area that we can have breakfast, but everything is really jam-packed. I think we are busy from the moment we get there until we leave. So I don't know if anyone has any additions to that from Belinda or Manuela. Okay, and that was it for me. And thank you, John, for chairing tonight. I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. On my behalf, I have not attended any committees lately since the last time, but I was able to make the waste to resource meeting this afternoon. We did have a good discussion. It was almost an hour, I believe, eh, Manuela?
Yeah.
We talked about many subjects. We didn't really come to a lot of conclusions because we're waiting. Mayor Fort was not able to attend today. so we didn't want to commit to anything without her. I will have more of an update maybe at the September meeting. We can have a further discussion on that, further updates. Go ahead, Mayor Hart.
Yeah, I remember my train of thought. Sorry about that. It was, I received an invitation to attend. Well, two invitations are gonna come. One, I've already received it. I forwarded it off to, I replied to it and included, the deputy mayor and, Drago Stefanik, Councillor Stefanik, because the new chief executive officer for the new health unit is going to be in our community on April 16th and 17th. So I gave a little bit of a brief background in that email that Councillor Stefanik has been readily volunteering and helping and being part of the past Porcupine Health Unit and also help form the new amalgamation. And of course, John, you know where our town's at and everything like that. So I hope one of you or both of you will be able to meet with her, Dr. Lee, and make those greetings for us. And the other invitation I have not received yet, but I've got the verbal confirmation from Chief Chief Rick Allen from Constance Lake. They're going to be opening up their new arena. So I have said yes that I would attend, and I've blocked out the time on August the 22nd. So that'll be happening as well. And thank you for that. I knew I had something and I forgot what I was going at.
No, thank you. Anybody want to add anything else before we move to the next item? None? Oh, go ahead. Mary
Would
Jo.
it be appropriate for me, I know I'm not council committee updates, but I do have, because we don't have our reports on this agenda, because none of us was prepared, we had too many other things going on. Can I just do a brief verbal right now? Would that be appropriate? At this part of the agenda? Jen?
That's not
Yeah.
with me.
Chair?
I'm fine with that.
So I just wanted to update council. I received an email from our lawyer today that 10 properties that the 10 residential properties that we've been waiting to get back that weren't developed are now ours again.
Good.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
Right on.
Yeah. Good, very good.
That was it. That was the only one.
Okay, well, thank you for that. That was good. None other, let's move to number 11, new and other business. Council discussion on the Center of Ontario. Does somebody want to lead that or?
Yeah, I
No?
can do that for you, Chair.
Okay,
So a couple of things have happened. I've received a few different complaints now about the Center of Ontario. One of them is the display of flags. I wanted to go out and actually see the center before this meeting to see exactly what is going on, but I do know that there is proper protocol for displaying flags. I do have a solution for that particular challenge, is that the Center of Ontario is located within the municipality, and we are going to be doing a proclamation bylaw of how we're gonna do proclamations and display flags and all of that. It could be included in there of how you display a flag. I'm not exactly sure what is. I did try and find some pictures to see what it looked like exactly. And I did receive some, but the Canada flag should be the highest, and then the Ontario flag, and no other flag should be higher than the Canada flag. So so anyway, I think that could be resolved through our proclamation bylaw, and then just inform anyone that's raising flag in the municipality that they have to follow the suit of that. And the other discussion I wanted to, why I asked to put this on the agenda was when we first started discussing the Center of Ontario back, oh my goodness, since 2019, this has been a council discussion. It really was a motivation of council to develop that and move forward with it. And we've had discussions in the past about creating safety, a safer entrance, and and not having to go on logging roads and that sort of thing. So I just wanted to open up to have a discussion. I know that our CDAC has been defunct for a couple of years now, and hopefully it'll be up and running after the election so that they can explore some things further. But I wanted to give council a chance to voice their opinion on it, where they'd like to see it move forward to. We don't own that property out there. We don't own any of that. We don't maintain any of that currently. So it's basically, where do we see us moving forward with that property? And that's the background to it, John.
Thank you, Mayor. You guys have any comments before?
Well, my main thing is right off the bat, if we don't get some gravel on that road going in, it's going to be, there will be no road left. So that was one thing. And I know, John was gonna get the measurements for that and how much we actually need, so we have it on file. So that'll be one thing we can add to the plan.
Thank you, Mayor.
The other thing too is, I would love to see it have an, like an A factor, like, going forward, like, you know, one of the flags even marking the spot where where it marks the spot of the center of Ontario, something like that. Are we able to go after, tourism funding for that? Going forward, I know that the township is,
Well, gravelled. There's a safety concern for that road that I feel. I have looked into, there is a road going through an old cutover that leads right to the highway. It is far more expensive to fix that up. However, I feel it could be important. And I'm sure, Hornepayne Lumber would contribute some of the work towards it, whether it be, providing applications or filling them out or whatever, but, I'd like to see this carried forward and get completed, at least in the early next council term. Go ahead,
we
Melinda.
did have some, mapping done on that, the
Yeah.
road you're talking about, so
Yeah.
it is in our file.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you, guys. Any other, discussions on the Center of Ontario? Oh, go ahead, Mayor.
Yeah, I think we should request a report to come back from the staff of how, because we don't own that property. So we know that we were going after the MTO to get that entrance. I agree, John, completely. Those discussions, all of council's in agreement that we have a different entrance to the center of Ontario, that it becomes its own significant attraction, and we're not reliant on any logging road or activity. That does concern me, especially when we have events that are happening and people are excited about it. They have done a couple of rallies now, and you have all sorts of ages and people using the area and the road. So yeah, I would like to understand more completely how do we have a tourism attraction? I don't know how to do that. What it takes, what's the cost? How do we start that process? I know in the past it was the MTO, but like, if we were to have an access point on Highway 631 through this old cutting road that matches up to the current road that is now to the center of Ontario, what are our obligations to that? How do we move forward with that? And to Belinda's credit too, what type of tourism dollars do we have to be able to develop that? So I think it would be a fulsome report. We can't do anything with it in the next 3 months. So I wouldn't say, it doesn't have to come back tomorrow, but it definitely should inform the budget, next year's budget.
I agree. Thank you. Manuela, you had,
So of course, I always go to the negative. My concerns are always with the liability because we aren't the owner. So I would like to look into how, because I'm sure other places also have properties that they don't own that they contribute to. So how do we go about doing that? Is it something so simple as forming an association that's a not-for-profit, like Friends of the Center of Ontario Association, and then we can contribute to that? I don't know, but we can definitely look into, you know, is that a possibility or what are the possibilities? And then make it move forward. But I think we need to understand the liabilities and how to mitigate those liabilities first.
I agree, and and the other thing I've been talking about is, do we need a trails association within our community? And how do we get that? I've been asking those questions.
Thank
Great
you.
questions. Thank you. We have lots to work with now. Thank
Any other comments? We're good? We can move over, along to 11.2, interim direction regarding urban chicken ownership during animal bylaw review. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Pete, second by Belinda. Did you guys read the comments or the documentation? Go ahead, Belinda. Okay.
I just wanted to advise, so there's the report. I wrote that with, assistance and meetings with, our bylaw enforcement officer. So that was partially his recommendation as well, just because the things ongoing, it's, in the report. So yeah, if there's any questions, let me know.
I think I'll start this one off. This one actually really bothered me. When it comes to animals and anything to do with animals within our community, it's a huge topic. It's bigger than the people around this table. It's bigger than the Township of Hornepayne. And when we go to start these things and look into it, we're opening fires. And I've seen this happen with our previous councils in the past. One thing I really would like to know is, why did this all start? Is there something that we're not aware of that that we started a survey? Like, are we getting complaints about something particular? Is it lots? Is it, you know, like, what's going on that this even started? And for me to even agree to even looking at this, there's not enough information for me.
Okay. So council had actually brought up redoing the animal bylaw a few times at this table to me and requested that I research it. In my process of researching it, I realized that, again, this is a community thing. Community input should be occurring. It is a very big undertaking that I am working on with the bylaw enforcement officer, but because it's such a big undertaking and it's taking so long, because we're researching, we're looking at other places, we're comparing, we're seeing what is reasonable, what isn't reasonable. It's been ongoing for like probably a year now, which again was directed by council. And the reason that this report is on the table and this bylaw is on the table is because there are ongoing issues with chickens and complaints about chickens in the community. And so staff, well, roosters and chickens. And so staff and the bylaw enforcement officer, we've been trying to figure out how to go about that. And because there's about to be the restricted acts period, we want to know if council wants us to allow 4 hens, because currently the bylaw says none at all, no chickens at all. Or if council wishes that we enforce that and force people to remove all of their hens. So that is essentially just, how do you want us to move in the interim while we finish up the bylaw?
But I'd just like to add to Jen. I think Jen did a great job. I like that Jen did the survey. She actually reached out to the community and got a lot of good input from people. There are a lot of people in town that have chickens in their backyards, like right in the town, not in rural areas. And there are some roosters. The roosters are a nuisance, really a nuisance. But the chickens, I think this is not like a permanent bylaw. It says right in it, interim direction. So it's just to get us from point A to point B when the new council comes in and can actually make decisions on this. So this is to allow people to keep their chickens for the time being, but not roosters, if I understand
Yeah,
this
absolutely
correctly.
no roosters.
And just to keep us out of the courts, because the bylaw enforcement officer will have to go to the courts, get court orders, which are very costly, to take these chickens with the way our bylaw sits today. So this is allowing for those chickens to stay, not the roosters, until we have a new council and that council can direct this in a more informed way. If I believe
Can
that,
I continue?
yes,
Okay,
thank you,
you're
sorry.
specifying four hens.
Yeah.
That to me is impractical.
But
It's not making sense.
is it too many or too few?
It's not being practical according to why people have chickens. You're telling people to get rid of their chickens within so many days, right? Okay, what are they gonna do with those chickens? And I guarantee they have more than four.
So that,
If I may,
go ahead.
currently they're not allowed to have chickens. So if we're informed that they have chickens, they have to get rid of all of them right now. That is the case. This is allowing for, the bylaw enforcement officer said we could technically go up to 6. He would not recommend going higher than that at any given point. Because again, this is for urban. So this is people with close neighbors, people like,
Not farm.
and he recommends 4 because in the meantime, we need to figure out how this is going to be regulated, how coops are going to be regulated, how spaces between neighbors, how far they have to be from their neighbor, where they, like, it has to be highly regulated in an urban area. So 4 gives the township the opportunity to allow these chickens, but still have a smaller amount so we can confirm that it works. We can see the issues that may arise.
Go ahead, Pete.
I agree with Belinda with the number, but that's a sticky issue. So we've allowed this to happen.
Yeah, we have.
So people have an awful lot of chickens. So I've heard complaints where, and it says in this bylaw that shooting them out in the open, and why should, that's a no-no. So I would like to see that enforced. I agree with the no roosters because we got a lot of people in this town with shift work and you got cock-a-doodle-doo and right out their back window. As far as free range chickens, I like the idea of they have to be on your own property. As for the number, it's easy for people that raise the meat chickens because if the township or if the people of the town would like to see the number 4, for instance, or 6 or whatever it may be, that's just they buy them every year, so they could easily follow the rules. But the ones that already have them that lay in eggs, I would just like to see the life cycle of the like grandfather them in, and as they pass off or whatever, like keep it limited to 4 or 6 after that.
So it's illegal to sell the eggs.
No, I'm not. I'm
Oh.
just thinking, no. People
Okay.
that sell the ones that with the eggs are for the loans. Like I know a lot of people in town that have,
I love
they
fresh
love the
farm
egg,
eggs,
fresh eggs.
but yeah.
That's correct.
But it's illegal to sell
But
them, and I don't know about the meat, what you have to do to be able to commercially sell
I don't
meat.
think no one's selling it.
If I
No.
may speak to it, the bylaw explicitly disallows any commercial use of having chickens in an urban area.
Okay.
But we do have to respond to the complaints of the townspeople because we all live here together and we all got to work and live together. So we have to do something. And I do
So
agree that
again,
there
this
should be
is-
something to carry us over to the next council
Yeah.
because right now, like Jen says, it's basically illegal to have them, period.
Okay, but they're also talking about no grandfather.
Well, I would like to see some grandfather in and as the
Well,
birds.
Well,
Let's,
you can't
let's weigh in on that.
sorry. You can't grandfather in something that doesn't, we can't change the rule to grandfather chickens when they're not supposed to have chickens.
Right.
Like, that's
Yes,
not
I'm just saying.
grandfathering, we can, like, when,
That's
I understand what you're saying. I think this is allowing the 4 chickens is actually trying to move in that direction of making some allowance for people that have chickens, but then taking care of the problem of the roosters and not, there's other, there are other solutions that can be looked at. We do allow farms. We have a farm, an active farm. there could be a price cost if they want to take care of chickens, depending on where they're zoning, because this is a very complicated issue because our bylaw cannot affect our zoning. Then we're into rezoning. So by allowing the 4 chickens, or the 4 hens, currently, we are, like, the way I look at it is we are grandfathering. We're allowing people that have been doing basically within the municipality illegally so far, allowing an allowance for them to keep some of their birds. So I can see, like, this is a very difficult topic. Like, we didn't create this bylaw. And then what the other part that really bothers me about this bylaw is when it's not being enforced and people are just doing whatever they want, then you're gonna have people doing whatever they want with the other stuff too. And we have to bring that in, like, under control, that you have your property, and beside, you know, when you're in the urban center, you're not going to have 20 chickens beside you.
Agree, thank
So-
you. Go ahead,
So,
Danielle.
I just want to remind, Jennifer did say that the bylaw enforcement officer did say up to 6, but not more than. So if council feels that 4 is not enough, you could consider and direct up to 6.
I like you to look at it. You buy a dozen eggs.
We're not selling, doesn't it? We don't
No,
sell-
I'm just saying, you're buying a dozen eggs at the store. A chicken leg is an egg a day. You have a family with a lot of kids, let's just say over 6 people, and you're limiting it to 4? It doesn't make sense. You're using the eggs for your baking, your whatever, and your
But if we're gonna use that argument, Blinn, we gotta
You gotta feed those
you go up to
chickens.
6, but anybody that I know of that has chickens in town, it's not doing to save the money. They enjoy the eggs and whatnot.
Yeah,
exactly, but.
So I don't like you, that's,
I'm just saying, it doesn't seem proper. And my thing on this whole thing is, this is just a start for many more things that are gonna come up after this, I guarantee it, on our animals and whatever. So to me, it's a bigger problem. It's something that should have been really looked at and really thought about under one, not just, let's just pick hens.
okay. I
So-
believe, Jen, you had the comment first.
So as I mentioned before, this has been ongoing for a year, looking at the entire bylaw. The reason that this is being brought up now is because there's a bunch of complaints about hens. And the determination is, do we want Marcel, our bylaw enforcement officer, to go to court to have these hens removed? Or do we want to allow 4 or 6 if council wants to go with 6? Again, he recommended 4 so that it could be easier, like, to manage. And it, with regards to your comment about the like enough eggs to feed, again, currently they're supposed to have none. So it's still more eggs than they should be currently having.
Daniela, you had.
Yeah, no, basically what Jen
Okay.
said. I think Jen did a good job to get us into the next council so that we can deal with this issue and to make it legal in the interim.
You have a comment, Pete?
right here, it's like, in the survey, more than 65% of the survey responses indicated support for allowing chickens on urban properties, provided the restrictions are in place. So anyways, if people are okay with it, then a small number, I don't, like Belinda said, this is a sticky, but it's something that's been pushed to the wayside because past councils never wanted to deal with it. Just like all the other stuff that we've been working on for the last 8 years.
Okay. No other comment? You had a comment, Mayor Ford?
Yeah, I just want to bring us back to into a bit of a different angle on this, is that when you have a bylaw that's not being enforced and it's allowing people to do what they like, we do have an obligation. The people that do not have hens or do not have roosters could actually take us to task, because we have it in our current bylaw right now, so we need to switch it. Like, we do need to, I'm glad I read through Jen's report. It was really well done. I'm glad the survey went out to get that community perspective, because it allows us to make this small interim change and to go and take law enforcement against having roosters in our community. People do not want roosters in the community. So, and you know that it's no matter which way we throw the dice on this, it's going to be complicated. People are going to be upset. But at the same time, as a council, we sit here to protect the municipality as a corporation. And currently, the current bylaw is not being followed. And we need to make an adjustment so that we can at least follow the majority of it and start and then revamp it. So it suits our municipality.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. If I make the comment here, my take on this is I believe there should be something in place to allow people to have it. I don't know what that number would be, for example, chickens, but this bylaw would have to apply to all the animals, right? But the idea of putting it right here tonight, saying it's 4 chickens, 6 chickens, whatever it happens to be, and then possibly into the next council, they change it again. My idea would be to put the word out, say that this is gonna be looked at, there is going to be that number. And the next council should be on the top priority is to work this out, because this is a very big issue, right? Could be. That's my suggestion.
So if you don't change it tonight, the bylaw enforcement officer has an obligation to remove all chickens
That's right.
from Hornepayne.
That's right.
All chickens.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to respectfully disagree with you, John. There has to be action taken, or we're putting our staff in a position where they're not doing their job. The bylaw officer, which we hired, is supposed to do his job, and if we're getting complaints on that, then he has to enforce that bylaw. And then like financially, it could put us in a lot of hawk if we're having to get orders for all of these chickens when we could make a interim solution here. And I would even though our bylaw officer has recommended 4, I would increase it to 6 and have that moving forward. So I apologize for that, John, but I do have to respectfully disagree.
No, that's fine. That's why we're here. That's why we're here at the table. Everybody has their word, right?
Yeah.
I agree. If it's okay with you guys, I would support a higher number, maybe 6 or something. If I wouldn't want the township to be on the hook for anything, right? Liable.
So the direction is 6 chickens for the interim and to have the new council look at it early in the term.
So-
Yes?
That's what I would
Yeah,
do.
we don't have no choice.
And if I may speak, so I did include a bylaw, the interim pen bylaw as the last bylaw for tonight, before the confirmatory. So that can still be passed tonight, and I will just go in and change it to 6 instead of 4, before signing. The council can enact that tonight.
And so just so I get straight, if you have people who have laying eggs, if there is people that are selling eggs, that is.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
That's provincially illegal.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't sell them.
Provincially
You
illegal.
can't sell the meat either.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I ended up looking this up because I was curious when we were working on it. And it is provincially, there's a regulation stating the process to be able to sell eggs. They have to go to a facility where they are cleaned and sorted. And then once they've gone through that, you can sell them. So you can't just sell your
Right.
eggs. Mayor.
Yeah, Mayor Ford, do you have a question, comment?
Yeah, just this question through you, Mr. Chair, to Jen. When we're looking at this interim bylaw in comparison to the existing bylaw, so we are making it less restrictive for that period, right? Like we're less restrictive for the chickens. We're maintaining that we don't want roosters, and it would empower the bylaw officer to move forward.
Yeah,
Okay.
so overall less restrictive. Of course, there will be more restrictions to what is allowed with the chickens, because currently there's not allowed. But overall, less restrictions, and this was, the bylaw enforcement officer did say this would be the ideal, path forward while we're in the interim.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Any further discussion on the topic tonight?
What's your definition of intern? Like, is there a limit to when you say intern?
So Marcel and I are working on the updated animal bylaw. Our goal is to have that done for pretty shortly after new council is, the new term of council is, what's the word I'm looking for?
Early
In?
in the term, early in the term?
Yeah, early in the term. So ideally early next year, like either late this year or early next year. We've been having meetings and going through it, going back and forth. He's on vacation right now, but when he gets back, we're having more meetings, and just figuring out exactly what works based off of kind of what he's had to do in town for the past few years as the enforcement officer and what is generally acceptable and kind of best practices. So we are figuring that out. It's, should be done by end of this year, beginning of next year. But this is just, again, because there are, we needed to determine if council wanted us to move forward with court.
We have roosters in town, no, eh?
Yes.
Or do we do?
Yes.
Really? So if no further discussion on the matter,
Actually,
Okay.
yes. Just, in our zoning bylaw, what areas besides on the outskirts? Are for farming, like where are they? Are they down government road? Are they, do we have it designated, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's laid out in our official plan.
Okay.
I just don't know exactly
Yeah.
off the top of my
I
head.
know it is, but I just don't know where they are.
Yeah, off the top of my head, not sure, but zoning
One of
bylaw
the
and official
properties
plans
is
have
being
maps.
sold
got
tonight.
maps.
Okay.
That allows agriculture as a use.
Okay.
okay. Therefore, be it resolved, the council does receive clerk report number 2026-07, interim direction regarding urban chicken ownership during animal bylaw review. All as information. All in favor? Carried. Section 12, bylaws. Bylaw number 2221-26, sale of land, Paul Stewart, 14 Becker Road. As everybody, can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Keith, second by Belinda. Has everybody had a chance to review the documents? Any questions, concerns? No? Be it resolved that bylaw number 2221-26, being a bylaw to authorize the sale of the property currently known as 14 Becker Road by the corporation of the Township of Hornepayne, be hereby read a first time, a second time, and considered read a third time and finally passed. All in favor? Carried. Section 12.2, bylaw number 2222-26, sale of land, Paul Stewart, plan M68, block A, whatever that means, PT. Part block B, RP, 1R1797, part 5. Has everybody reviewed those documents, and is there any questions or comments on it? There being none, can I have a mover and a seconder on that one, please? Moved by Linda, second by Peter. Be it resolved that bylaw 2222-26, being a bylaw to authorize the sale of a property currently known as Plan N68, Block A, Part Block B, RP 1R7997 Part 5 IREG by the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne be read, hereby read the first time and the second time and be considered read a third time and finally passed. All in favor? Carried.
My sincere apologies on that one. There's no actual street address, so I had to just go with the legal
Yeah,
description.
I assume so, but. Number 12.3, bylaw number 2223-26, sale of land, basic building supply. It's on 82nd 4th Avenue. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Belinda, second by Peter. Any comments? You guys reviewed the documents? Mayor Fort, have you reviewed and you're okay? Okay. No comments, and be it resolved that bylaw number 2223-26, being a bylaw to authorize the sale of a property currently known as 82 4th Avenue by the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne, be hereby read a first and a second time and be considered read a third time and finally passed. All in favor? It's carried. Number 12.4, bylaw number 2224-26 is a repeal of bylaw number 1991 and bylaw number 1992. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Peter, second by Belinda. Any problems? You guys read the documents? Any questions, comments?
Mayor.
No, Mayor Fort, go ahead, please.
Can we just have the staff, let council know why these are on for repeal?
So if you remember at the last council meeting, in camera, we reviewed the contracts. There was individual contracts now for each of the management employees, and the vacation and benefits are outlined within the individual contracts, and this would conflict with those. So each contract details vacation benefits and employment benefits.
Thank you.
Any other questions or? There being none, I'll read the thing here. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2224-26, being a bylaw to repeal bylaw number 1991 and bylaw number 1992, be hereby read a first and a second time and considered read a third time and finally passed. All in favor? Carried. Did I do number 12.5?
No.
No.
No. 12.5, bylaw number 2225-26, animal bylaw amendment, interim urban hen amendment. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Peter, second by Belinda. Did we read this and do you have any further comments on that? Jen?
I'll make a few comments. So it will be changed from 4 to 6. I will make all of the changes.
Okay. Any other comments on that, or is everybody comfortable with that? Okay, we'll move forward. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2225-26, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 2001, being a bylaw to regulate animals within the Township of Hornepayne as amended, be hereby read a first and a second time and considered read a third time and finally passed. And you'll make the changes. All in favor? And that's carried. Okay. Section 13, motions and notices of motions. There being none. Number 14, we're gonna move into a closed session. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Peter, second by Belinda. Be it resolved that the next portion of the meeting at 7:25. Be closed to the public in order to discuss the personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, pursuant to section 239(2)B of the Municipal Act 2001. All in favor? Carried.
I may, before moving, before bring this into close, does council wish to have a recess, before actually opening the closed session?
Yes,
It's a short one, yeah.
Okay,
and we have to note that I will.
that'll be in those minutes.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Recess.
Live? Okay. Return to open council. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Peter, second by Belinda. Be it resolved, the council of the corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby return to open council at 7:51. Business arising from closed session. We came to agreement on CAO, what was it called?
Wage increase?
Performance evaluation. And we can do the adjournment. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please?
What, sorry, did you want to note the increase or?
I wasn't going to.
Okay. Should we?
Should we?
Yeah.
I think just for clarification, now that you've said something, is that Hornepayne, the Township of Hornepayne does incorporate a grid program. We had a successful review and our CAO has been appropriately positioned on the grid where is required.
Well said. Thank you. Okay. You're good to
And
go?
a letter will come from the mayor.
Oh, yeah, send a letter will come from the mayor on that topic. Good?
When you say a letter from the mayor, do you mean a public one or to you?
It's a letter to me and,
Verify.
and direction for,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's, sorry, just to clarify, that is a private and confidential letter that will come to from the mayor of council's direction of the grid placement.
Okay. Number 16, the adjournment. Can I have a mover and a seconder for that, please? Moved by Glenda, second by Peter. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2226-26, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at the regular meeting held on Wednesday, August 5th, 2026, be hereby read a first and a second time and be considered read a third time and finally passed. All in favor? That's carried. During the meeting, can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Pete, second by Belinda. Be it resolved, the council does hereby adjourn this regular meeting of council held on Wednesday, August 5th, 2026 at 7:54 PM. All in favor? Carried.